Welcome to the missed Zoom class video for Wednesday, March 24th. So today we're starting Unit 4, learning about what biological ions are. So first thing that we did was classwork intro to Unit 4, looking at 4 case studies of what these things called biological ions are. And then we did our notes on these 2 lessons. All right. So to get us started, we're going to have to go onto our Schoology page, and then first go ahead and click on Classwork Intro to Unit 4 for medical case studies. So when you click on this, make sure you follow the directions or watch this YouTube video linked below on how to open up your document. So you're going to click on View Documents on the upper left-hand side, and then Edit Documents on the upper right-hand side. Once you do that, your document should look like this. So the goal in Unit 4 is to learn about specific types of elements known as ions and how to identify what ions you're missing or have too much of in the periodic table. Now, you probably have heard of ions before. You might call them electrolytes, like the stuff you find in Gatorade or Powerade. And you probably also heard of ions when you talked about batteries. They're pretty much the same thing. They just serve multiple functions, right? So ions are super important in our bodies in order for us to function and move. So we're going to look at you're going to look at 3 medical cases that I've linked below in order to try to figure out what ions do in our bodies. Notice that all the directions are in blue. All right, so on the left-hand side, you'll notice images of our case studies, and these are actually 4 cases, and you only need to choose 3. Right, so the first one is why runners tend to collapse kind of randomly. Second one is on why babies can't drink water. And then the third one is on a radio show contest that happened in Sacramento where a woman drinks a whole bunch of water to try to win a Wii, and then she passes away. Right, and then the fourth one is about the party drug MDMA, more commonly known as ecstasy, and why individuals are passing from that. Right, so all 4 of these cases have something significant in common, and I want you to pick 3 of these. And once you pick 3 to look at, go ahead and answer these questions in blue below. So what's something interesting that you learned from the cases above, right? And there's 2 responses here. Another thing, what questions do you have related to the cases above, right? So what more do you want to know? And then lastly, what's the common theme that you notice between all the cases that you looked at? Right, so once you complete this, go ahead and submit this, and I will respond to you in the comments section of your assignments. And when you're done with this, our next step is to complete our homework, so our Nearpod lessons. And our Nearpod lessons is where we mainly take our notes and learn more about these things that you might have questions on in a little more detail. So to get to your homework or your Nearpod lessons, go ahead and go onto Schoology. I'm going to jump back onto the main page for medical chemistry. And I'm going to click on homework on the right-hand side where it says upcoming. If you don't see where these things are, you might have to click into the week 1 folder and then click within today's dates, March 24th, Wednesday class materials, right? And you should be able to find the classwork and the homework here as well. So for the homework, there are 2 Nearpod lessons we need to complete. The first one, we'll talk about why do we need to drink ions or salts, and what happens to our cells if we have too much water or too little water, or too much salt and too little salts. The second Nearpod lesson is going to focus on the 5 main types of ions or salts or electrolytes we need in our bodies, right? And things like that. So the third one is just your exit tickets, right? And if you don't remember how to take notes or how these Nearpod lessons work, feel free to watch this video and it will go over how to take notes on Nearpod. Please make sure you take notes on all items in red and to answer all questions to get full credit, because all of our class exams and quizzes are open notes. So if you take strong notes and have definitive notes, right, it will definitely help you out in your test and quizzes, as well as gain a better understanding of these concepts. So that's pretty much it for today on Wednesday, March 24th. If you do have any clarifying questions or get stuck, feel free to email me.